workable reality. What I love about this one is saying you do not have to work with the most loaded issue in the family, the loaded gun, as I like to say. I don't know about you, but I'm not so interested in working directly with the pill issue, the epilepsy pill issue, right? Because you see the bind I'm in. If I start working with that, which is the most loaded issue that the family comes in with, what's going to happen to me?
Really good.
Yeah, I'm probably either going to piss mom off or I'm going to piss the daughter off, right? And there are, here's the great thing, there are hundreds of other patterns that are going on that are exactly the same thing but not near as loaded. Can you think of any with the mother and daughter, for example? Some of the ones I just told you about?
Stealing makeup.
Stealing makeup. What a fun little one. Not near as pervasive. It's only happened a couple times, and yet it's the same thing. The dollar bill, same thing. The glasses. She leaves her glasses at home and mom runs them to work. Hysterical. Same thing. There's another one I forgot to tell you about, and that is the daughter comes home and the first thing mom says is, tell me about your homework, and the daughter won't tell her about the homework. Every night this happens. Every night. So do you see all of these patterns, and that I have a choice as to which reality I want to kind of dive into? And you don't need to work in the loaded gun. I love that about this work. Okay? Just like somebody that would see my family wouldn't have to deal with religion. Because it happens with everything. That whole equifinality, equipotentiality, regardless of the input, the same output. Because of that, we don't have to work with the most difficult thing for the family. We can kind of go in and work lesser. So you do that by creating a workable reality. A strategy in which the counselor attends to certain family issues, ignores others, and reframes still others to emphasize a family situation that has a solution. The counselor focuses on events that are dissimilar in content, but nevertheless structurally equivalent. So that's what I've been trying to tell you, is that all of those other symptoms that were happening for this family are structurally equivalent to hiding the pill, but less reactive, less emotionally charged. For example, a presenting problem of childhood schizophrenia may be de-emphasized, and the need for parental cooperation and control in the family may be emphasized. Thus, a workable reality is created in which the parents have specific tasks to accomplish in relation to their misbehaving child as opposed to their schizophrenic child, creating a more workable reality. Another one might be whether an anorexic girl says she doesn't know something, complains about the clothes she wears, or won't eat, the counselor can reframe such statements as disrespect for parents' authority. Okay? And so, maybe, rather than having to focus on the most, because if you see a family that where there's an eating disorder, that'll be very much like the pill, the epilepsy pill, hiding. And that's going to be very highly charged, very emotional, very reactive. But look at all these other things that are also happening. You'll be able to use, and how you're going to do that is you're going to figure out the pattern. There's a pattern. And it's the pattern that all of these seemingly unrelated symptoms share. They share a pattern. And you're going to be able to use those. So, counseling stories. Okay. Unbalancing, any therapeutic intervention that supports one member of the family, thus interfering with the homeostasis of the family system. What this is very intentional. You do not want to do this unwittingly. Because what you're doing in this moment is you're deciding to move from neutral. Remember how we've talked about being neutral? I shouldn't align with Barb, and I shouldn't align with Don. I should be neutral to the system. Once in a while, you're going to need to join with a family member and empower that family member. In the case of abuse, or in the case of perhaps one family member that's marginalized in a way that really they need to have a voice and be empowered. So your aligning with them is temporary, it's quick, it's intentional, and you will disrupt the system. That's what your intention is, but you will do that without becoming a coalition or without developing triangulation. It's an intervention just kind of for that moment. Okay, and I will share with you an example of that, but also creating workable reality and also redistribution of the symptoms. So my story's going to have a lot of these in it. Okay? So unbalancing. Sometimes I do unbalancing, in particular when there's like a mother and a child that are really over-aligned and the dad is left out, or and then so I might go in and support dad, especially if mom has pampered the child so much, right? And the dad kind of comes across as a disciplinarian and maybe too strict. So I might go in and say, Dad, I really want to find out a little bit more about your thoughts on, I'm hearing mom and daughter say you're pretty strict. Tell me more about that. That's interesting to me. And then I might say, oh, that doesn't sound strict. That sounds like you're trying to prepare him to be and lead a responsible life. You see what I mean? So in that moment, I can reframe and align with him and challenge mother and daughter's sense that, oh, this guy's so strict and he's so rigid and he's so whatever. And give him a little bit of a voice. Because they might need that balance.